Now let's work on the last button. And the last button is that an information button. And this button will tell the user how many minutes remaining before all of his tabs will be closed. So for example, if here the user enters 10 and starts a session, and then the user clicks on information, it's gonna tell him or her that there are 10 minutes remaining. And if the user comes back after 2 minutes, it's going to tell the user that there are 8 minutes remaining. If the user comes back after 6 minutes, it's gonna tell him or her there are 4 minutes remaining, and so on and so forth. And let's accomplish that. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna use the get session info and add event listener. As we did before many times, click and then the callback function. So what we need to do with the callback function here inside it, what we need to do is that we need to use chrome.alarms, and then the function that I'm gonna use is called get. And this function will return information about a specific alarm. In our case, we have named our alarm session 1. Therefore here it takes two parameters. The first one is the alarm, the name of the alarm, which called session 1, and then callback function with information about that alarm. And it takes a parameter called alarm. And this alarm object has three properties. One of them is called schedule time, which is the time on which the alarm will go off. But this schedule time will be returned in timestamp. Therefore, we need to convert it to a real time so that we can deal with it and work with it. So here what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use here alarm or alert, and then alarm dot schedule time. But I'm adding the schedule time in an alert to show you how the format is, but it's not mandatory. I'm gonna remove it because we don't want to show the user this long timestamps. This is just for testing purposes, but I'm gonna delete it later. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna convert this schedule time to a date using the date class. So here I'm gonna create a local variable called alarm time equals to new date, and then I'm gonna pass the alarm dot scheduled time, and then I'm gonna create a new time which is the time now at this specific moment, var time now, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna do that. So new date, and then I'm gonna pass the timestamps date dot now, and now we have two times: the time on which the alarm will go off and the time now. Why I'm doing this is because the reason why I'm doing this is because we need to get the difference between these times and let the user know how many minutes remaining. So here, suppose that this time is at 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning, the alarm will go off. And here, for example, the current time is 9:45, which means that there are 15 minutes before the alarm will go off. So if I subtract this from this one from the other one, what I'm gonna get is 15 minutes. Therefore, we need to subtract this from the other one so that we get the difference and display that remaining time, the number of minutes between the two times, and tell the user the number of minutes remaining before the alarm goes off, before he or she will no longer be able to surf the internet. So I'm gonna remove these, and in order to accomplish this, I have created a function Here I'm going to paste it, which is going to get the difference between both times. So here's going, the function here is going to take date 1, which is the alarm time, and then it's going to take date 2, which is time now, and then using the math class, it's going to use the absolute function and get the difference between both times, and then we return the difference in minutes, and then we display it to the user. So here inside the get, I'm going to use this function def in minutes, difference in minutes, and I'm going to pass the alarm time, and then I'm going to pass the time now. And I'm going to use the alert to display that to the user. Let's now save and test. Now if I click on the icon and say I want 10 minutes, I want only to surf the internet for 10 minutes, and I click on start session, and then I click on information. First I'm going to get this, which is the timestamps of the alarm, and then I'm going to get 9, which means there are 9 minutes remaining.